Don't think healthcare professionals have any business experience? Think again. No topic is off limits as we share tales from our brave hosts who will always tell it like it is. We are #NoFilterHealthcare. Here to guide you through your healthcare journey are your hosts, Taylor Dunn and Tamara Donda. We want to thank our sponsor, Uptime Health, the leading healthcare equipment and compliance management software company, for bringing this podcast to fruition. Visit uptimehealth.com to learn more. Let's get started.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to #NoFilterHealthcare. I'm your co-host, Taylor Dunn.
And I'm your other co-host, Tamara Donda. And today we have our guest speaker, Ingrid Murra, who is the founder and CEO of Two Front.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, we are too. So I want to get started and just have everyone, hear a little bit about yourself, your background, how you developed Two Front, and just also for me, because I'm not from the dental industry, as I've always, mentioned, I'd love to also understand the difference between a dentist and an orthodontist. If you can just give like a 30-second intro to that.
Oh yeah, 100%. We're so deep in the industry that I forget that sometimes we just got to start with the basics. So quick introduction on me. I'm an orthodontist by trade. I started Two Front because I realized that there was a massive gap in the market in every direction, actually. So many patients want to straighten their teeth with clear aligners. No one really knows who to turn to, what product they should be using, what provider they should be going to. Orthodontists are the most in-depth professional in the country, and so they're actually not even qualifying to start offices anymore. No one knows why they need them. And then dentists are getting asked every single day, how do you recommend that I straighten my teeth? So to answer your question on dentists versus orthodontists, it's the same thing as med school, which people, the non-dental professionals tend to kind of understand a little bit better. So you go through 4 years of dental school to become a general dentist, and you basically, in general, you'll do like a GPR, like a hospital run, and then you're a general dentist. An orthodontist then takes a 3-year additional specialty training, basically entirely dedicated to how to move teeth. So the fundamentals of moving teeth of orthodontics is called biomechanics. And you basically spend 1.5 years of your residency learning those fundamentals. You then, as an orthodontist, learn how to apply those fundamentals using a material, whether it's metal, which is braces, or plastic, which is clear aligners. So basically, general dentists are generalists in all things teeth health and basically restorative procedures. So anything like a filling. Fillings are their bread and butter. Dental health is their bread and butter. And they can basically generally do very basic things like basic root canals, basic crowns, anything that's not basic, they send out to a specialist. So they'll send, for example, wisdom teeth extractions to oral surgery or oral surgeons. They will send molar root canals to endodontists, things like that. So think of your general dentist as like your hub, kind of like your primary care physician, and then they refer you to a specialist.
That makes so much sense. I really appreciate you elaborating.
Totally.
And, you were talking about how many years you went to school, all the training, everything like that. I can't imagine doing all of that, becoming an orthodontist, and then having something like aligners come into the market and just feeling like you're not needed anymore, or almost like you're being skipped over. So I can't imagine that. But I mean, it's happening, as you mentioned. So,
well,
it's
actually the opposite. All these clear aligner companies have come to the market, and they're basically pouring marketing dollars into the ecosystem, which is what's causing this artificial demand of so many people. We say now 1 in 2 people in the world want to straighten their teeth. But clear aligners are a tool, just like metal braces. And that's kind of what I learned in residency. When I was in residency, I had friends that were getting their teeth straightened by Smile Direct Club, by Candid, and I wasn't an orthodontist yet. So at that time, I was like, oh man, am I not needed anymore? Like, should I just pop out of residency and go figure out what else I want to do? I learned very quickly that clear aligners are just a tool, just like braces. And to get high quality care, you still need an orthodontist, which is why I built Two Front, because I realized that so many people are not getting high quality care. And for you as a patient to get what you're looking for, to get high quality care, you need two things. You need the best product, which is Invisalign, but you need a specialist to be designing your clear aligners and overseeing your treatment. And so that combination, because of this sheer ratio of orthodontists to general dentists, there's 11,000 orthodontists in the country. There are 200,000 general dentists in the country, approximately. Because of that, and because anyone with a DDS degree, any general dentist can become an Invisalign provider, most people are not getting high quality care. And that's not even talking about the mail order aligner market. Of the mail order aligner market, Smile Direct Club has treated 1.5 million patients. That product just doesn't work. It's just teeth straightening is a medical procedure. Each and every one of your teeth is alive. No two mouths are the same. Moving teeth affects your entire gums, your bite. It affects your TMJ. It affects headaches. And because of this, you just need a specialist no matter what. And so our mission really is to get patients the highest quality care by giving them access to an orthodontist.
So that kind of rolls into my question. You've already kind of opened up that hashtag no filter answer, which I love about you, is you just tell it like it is and you're very honest, and that's exactly what everyone needs to hear. But when the aligner alternative came into the market, did you feel like it was actually benefiting overall oral health for the patient population, or do you truly think it wasn't the greatest thing to come about?
Oh my God, it's the best thing that's ever happened to orthodontics. Like, as an adult, never in my life would I put on braces. It's not worth the shame. It's not worth the embarrassment. It's not worth the monthly visits. As adults, our time is our most valuable asset. I don't even have kids yet, and I'm like, I don't even have time to work out. Like, our time is so valuable. When I went through braces, I went through 4 years of monthly visits to get my teeth straightened. With clear aligners, not only do you get rid of that shame, you get rid of all these monthly visits. Because if an orthodontist is designing your treatment plan from the beginning, they're carrying out all of your tooth movements. Or they're designing all of your tooth movements that are carried out by those aligners. And so as long as you have an orthodontist designing a really good treatment plan and they're monitoring you virtually to make sure that you're on track, you are getting good care. And so the revolution is huge. Clear aligners, we're going to look back at these 20 years between 2000 to, now, as a time when, clear aligners came to market and they changed everything for the better. However, we went a little bit too far on the tech side, and the people thinking it's no longer a medical procedure. It's no longer something that a specialist is needed for. I would say it's probably going to be at least another 50 to 100 years until AI is involved and is actually like straightening teeth without a specialist. And so now I think we're going to course correct. And dentists realize it. Dentists, when we partner with dental offices, they're like, yep, we've got cases that they just never end. They don't end because they don't have the skill set to know how to actually get the teeth into the right position. And so we come in and we say, here's a specialist. You're going to benefit from this. You're going to give your patients the highest quality care, and you get to benefit from it from a revenue perspective.
And I know you had mentioned before, talking a little bit about not having time to work out, which I totally get. Being a mom myself, I barely have time to do anything like brush my hair in the morning.
Totally.
So being a business owner, how have you kind of established that work-life balance? I know that's a very common question, but what techniques and what strategies have you applied on your own day-to-day to make you more efficient?
Yeah, it's funny. I just got off the phone with a founder friend and we were talking about this. It's kind of the same things that we all talk about. I meditate for a couple of minutes in the morning. I do a little bit of breath work in the morning. I try to do at least 15 minutes. And when I say at least, never more than 15 minutes of Peloton in the morning. I try not to jump directly into Slack or work. I try to just have a little bit of time to make my coffee. But honestly, it's a day-to-day challenge, and it's a day-to-day challenge to do it every single day and keep up with the routines. I think it's mostly about the routines and just doing it. I don't think there's a magic bullet. It's just doing it. It's just discipline, but it's a daily struggle to keep up with all of it.
Yeah, I completely get that. So one of the, I always look at every podcast as a marketing perspective. Like I try to include that into every one of our episodes. And I think one of the most amazing things that you have done is established like a very modern version of branding, right? And I think especially with healthcare and how they've evolved in marketing, right? We're starting to see a pivot where people are becoming a little bit more innovative, right, with their branding and their marketing. And I think, you guys did a phenomenal job with that. So did it take a long time developing that, all of the branding, or did it, take a few runs to get it just right?
Yeah, I would say it's never just right. We've definitely gone through like probably 3 to 5 iterations. When I first fundraised for Two Front, it was to solve the same need. How do we give patients access to orthodontists? I didn't really know what the business model was going to be just yet. Dr. Tom Lee, the founder of One Medical, was our very first investor. And we were going to take a similar approach to Tom. I was like, Tom did this amazing thing with One Medical. Like, let's do something similar to him. We were basically going to start a DSO, beautifully branded, great digital experience, hire the best orthodontists, and give patients the best experience. And so that was our very first brand that we built, was actually one built for consumers. One that said, hey, Two Front means orthodontist-led Invisalign care. This is the highest quality care. That brand, we realized, when we launched that company, we realized that customer acquisition costs in our industry, clear aligners, was just too high. We realized we couldn't really go about that business model to make it profitable for patients. And that's when we really pivoted to this tech platform and launched the brand that you see now, which is really kind of meant more for dentists and orthodontists. We're not trying to convince patients that they need an orthodontist. We're trying to give patients an orthodontist through their dentist. There's too much noise out there for patients. The average patient is seeing 16 ads before making a decision. They're Invisalign price shopping. They're looking at other companies like ClearCorrect, etc. They're looking at the mail order liner companies. We know that if their dentist tells them what the highest quality care is, that's the best avenue to giving patients the highest quality care. And so that's what you're seeing now, which is probably like the 3rd to 4th iteration.
Well, I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
Kudos to you.
Thank you.
I have a random question I was just thinking about as you were talking about the virtual experience with, having access to orthodontic care. Is there an opportunity for a patient that's working with the dentist to connect with that orthodontist for further treatment that's outside of aligners if they need it?
You mean a separate product outside of aligners, like
right.
braces?
Mm-hmm. Or anything,
So,
wisdom teeth or whatever you were talking about before, like whatever they would need to actually go see that orthodontist.
Totally. So it's such a good question. This is actually a great opportunity to talk about what Two Front actually is. So we basically built an operating system for orthodontists to run digital first practices by leveraging space from local dental offices. So giving patients an entirely end-to-end experience, everything from awareness to finding out about them, to scheduling, to virtual treatment plan presentation, to giving patients a seamless payment plan presentation and checkout process, and basically communicating with their orthodontist throughout their treatment, scheduling at their current dental office. So one orthodontist can actually build their practice from up to 20 local dental offices near them, because we match them with dental offices, and they go in once a month for all those in-person visits. So let's say that a patient needs wisdom teeth extraction, for example. Through our platform, we give orthodontists a way to send referrals to their general dentist, and their general dentist can then distribute those referrals to any other specialist that they need.
I think this is genius, what you guys have created.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It really plays into that convenience factor. I mean, I don't know anybody that's like, I would love to go to the orthodontist. I'd love to go to the dentist. It just doesn't happen. I mean, there are a few people, but it's all about convenience in our lives for everything. I mean, today alone, I ordered groceries to my house. So it's like,
that's exactly right. I feel like the luxury of the time that we're living in is that we get to get our time back. Right. I remember growing up and like weekends are like, you got to go to CVS to pick up your ex. You got to go run errands at Lowe's, you got to go to whatever it is. You're just running errands. We now have the beauty of using technology to get our time back. And that's what we're bringing to patients. It's convenient, it's seamless, it's digital, and you're getting high quality care from the person who you trust most, which is your dentist.
Right. Exactly. Well, I loved speaking with you today. I know Tamara did too. This is, like I said, just an amazing opportunity for dentists and orthodontists to work together to provide care for patients that's truly needed. So thank you so much. And if you'd like to learn more about Two Front, you can visit their website at my2front.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast or comment below if you have questions for us. Thanks, Ingrid.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.